All right, day two. So we started off by getting breakfast. Um, Nobody was open for breakfast. I think that we only saw two stores that were open, or two restaurants. One of them looked like a hipster cafe, and then the other one was this nice little cafe upstairs in this inside of a hotel. We went there. It's called Kay's Cafe. Um, Carl had this pancake that was probably like an inch and a half thick, and it was like the size of a CD. He said it was really good. It was like super fluffy. I had toast with jam. It was like Texas toast size. Um, Orange juice, nothing crazy. Um, so that was probably like half an hour we spent looking for a restaurant, just walking around. Um, and then let's see. Then we just decided to go to Shibuya because we didn't really have anything planned for this morning. I was assuming that I was just gonna be totally jet lagged and no, we were wide awake. Yeah, we woke up at 7, had a full night's sleep. We both slept like babies. Um, so we decided to go to Shibuya on the same train. So we took the Ginza line right there. Um, Not nearly as packed, which was super nice. It was probably like all the seats were taken up, so we had to stand, but it was still like a lot less chill or a lot more chill. So we took it to one of the world's biggest train stations, Shibuya Station, which is in itself a whole monster. Thankfully, the Ginza line is so big that it's just they built it like on top of the train station across the street, so it's all connected. It's almost like kind of like this long line of just train platforms. There's got to be like over 10 or 20 lines that go into this train station, and what they've built on top of it is probably like four skyscrapers, probably all roughly the size of the Prudential Center. Um, and then so once you get out of Shibuya Station, you go right out into Shibuya Crossing, which is one of the it's like the world famous one where it's millions of people crossing at a time. Not millions. I think these say it's around like 10,000 people cross this intersection at once. Um, it's when we did it, it was everything was still closed in Shibuya, so nobody was really out walking. Um, but when we left earlier, it sure as hell was busy. So I imagine there was at least 10,000 people there. Um, I guess there was also some kind of festival happening. So this is definitely one thing I find kind of remarkable about Japan is like how respectful everybody is to each other, and I think these kind of festivals really bring everybody together, communally wise. Um, it's they don't have everybody acknowledges each other, and everybody doesn't step on each other's feet here. For example, an old lady came on the train earlier as we were leaving, and I swear probably like half the train stood up to offer her a seat. And you don't find that in America at all, for sure. Um, but everybody here, it's like you don't lose your sense of community. Like you know how small towns they everybody knows each other and everybody respects each other, but like once you go to a city like Boston, everybody has that mindset of like, oh, I don't have to be nice to this person because I'm probably never going to see him again. That would for sure apply here, right? You would think, because I think something like 37 million people live in Tokyo, but no, everybody still treats each other like normal people, and I think through these festivals, they really bond the people together, and that really makes society function so much nicer. Like, it's almost kind of refreshing. Same way with traffic too. Like, nobody cuts each other off. I mean, sure, people like want to go fast and stuff, but everybody knows to immediately get over into the slow lane if you're gonna stay slow, and just if you're gonna pass, you go into the passing lane. Nobody ever sticks around where they don't want to be, or sticks around where they feel like it. They're always thinking of other people, and yeah, it's really nice and refreshing. Like, especially compared to Boston, but I guess that's what gives Boston its charm or whatever. Anyways, so yeah, what else did we do? Yeah, so we went to, they had a Disney store. We went up in there. They had like a spiral staircase. That gave me like a headache. I got dizzy afterwards because it was like 4 or 5 floors of just this one spiral staircase. It made me claustrophobic. So don't go to the Disney store in Shibuya, it sucks. Yeah, it was like 10 a.m. still, so we were waiting for stuff to open. And then right down the street, they have this place called Don Quixote. It's almost like the Japan equivalent of Walmart, except it's more like Temu, or it's like Amazon but Japanese almost, and it's like in-person stores. They don't have it. It's not online. So it's just wall to wall packed full of junk or whatever you could think of. So they have like beauty products, electronic stuff, food, whatever. And it's all kind of at a good price. It's all tax-free. So I picked up a few little goodies for people there. They have a lot of different Kit Kats. So I got a variety pack because Kit Kats in Japan are huge, right? So they have all these different kinds of flavors. I think the normal Kit Kats are like the size of like a Three Musketeer bar, and then they call our normal size Kit Kats minis, which is kind of funny. But after Don Quixote, that was like an hour we spent in that store. It was like 8 floors, huge. See, then we went over to, oh yeah, the Pokemon store. So then there was like this huge mall. It was 6 floors, and it was like, I think the bottom floor was probably the size of a Walmart, and it was just 6 floors of it, and it was all these different designer brand clothes, and then like the hipster / rich people clothes, and at the very top is where they had all the nerd stuff. So they had like a Nintendo store. They had a what is it called? A One Piece store, I guess. They had a Pokemon. They called it the Pokemon Center, and they had a few others. I think they had like a Minecraft pop-up store or something. Anyways, but yeah. So I wanted to go to the One Piece store. Carl had his heart set on Pokemon stuff coming here, so we went to the Pokemon store, and we waited like half an hour in the line to check out. It was just loaded with people, wall-to-wall people. He got like a bunch of packs of Pokemon cards that are all in Japanese, so they're like the original ones or something. And yeah, so we waited like half an hour in line. I got some stickers. I put one of them on my suitcase. And then after that, Carl was kind of hangry, so we shuffled off to a conveyor belt sushi place. I might have some videos of that. So basically, how it worked is you order your stuff on an iPad, and then you can order up to 4 things at a time. It's just like little teacup-sized plates, and usually it has like 2 pieces of sushi on it, or nigiri. That's like the main thing, and then you can order like rolls and stuff if you wanted to, or I think you could even order a bowl of ramen. I didn't feel like it. So I got, let's see, oh yeah, so I got the tuna sampler, which was 4 pieces of sushi, nigiri. So that's like the rice ball with a piece of fish laid on top of it. There was 4 of them. I think it's called the tuna sampler, so I think it had 4 different levels of fatness to the meat. Um, each one of them was pretty good. One of them was kind of like sour, which was interesting, um, for lack of a better word to describe it. And then, let's see, what else? I got salmon, normal salmon, that was good. Um, and then I got seared salmon with a little wasabi inside of it, that was good. I also got cooked salmon, that was like, it had like a little mayonnaise drizzled over it. It was some kind of white sauce, that was good. Cuttlefish, I let Carl have a piece of that. Um, that was a very unique taste. It was like squid, but almost a little tougher. Um, it also had like this piece of something in it that kind of gave it like a tang. It was almost kind of like a piece of grass. Not grass. It wasn't grass, but it tasted kind of like grass. Um, or like clover. Um, and then I had a cucumber roll. Honestly, I did not like the cucumber roll. It was kind of gross compared to everything else. Um, and then I had 7 plates total, so I had a lot of sushi. Carl had like other stuff. He was able to try all the shellfish stuff. I obviously didn't. Um, but yeah, so the way it worked is I ordered it on your iPad, and there's like 2 rows of just tables. So you would come in, they would give you a clipboard or like a marker with what seat you sat at. We sat at seat 84 and 85. That's just how many people were there. Um, so you sit at your like little stool, and then you order on the iPad, and they bring it out on a conveyor belt straight from the kitchen. And then like you take it off and you press a button saying, "Yep, I got it," and then they'll send out the other stuff to other people. So yeah, you can get definitely carried away with how much you spend there if you're a fat ass, but each plate was around like $1. Yeah, it was like 200 yen, which is like $1.50 roughly. Um, I did the tuna sampler was kind of expensive. That was like 8,000 yen, I think, or no, 800 yen. So my lunch total was around like 2,300 yen, or like I think it was $15 roughly. So for 7 plates of sushi, I think that's a pretty good deal. I think Carl only spent like $10, and that included drinks and tax and all that kind of jazz. So, and then from there we walked outside, and then there was the festival happening. So we kind of stood and watched that. I got some videos, and then we started walking towards the vinyl store because that's somewhere I really wanted to go. But the festival was so big that it just kind of like, it took over the whole intersection, so you couldn't like cross any roads. Funny enough, but we found a way around, and then we went to the record store. I picked up some records that are like $200 if I ordered them off of eBay, which was really cool. I'm hyped to get home and listen to those for sure. I also found some CDs. So I have the records and the CDs for the shirts I have now. There's some city pop stuff and some jazz fusion. And then after that we were kind of spent, it was like 4 o'clock, or 3 o'clock, so we decided to head back. And I think we're gonna go off to Tokyo Tower and try and check out Ginza. So Ginza's a little more upbeat, a little more fancier, I think, from what I've seen. So it's more like Gucci and Prada kind of stores. I don't think there's much there. There is the Nissan Cafe where they have it's like, it's kind of like Test Track and how they have how it's sponsored by Chevy, like that showroom area kind of thing, and then but you can get like coffee and stuff like that there. So we're gonna go check that out, and we're also gonna go check out Tokyo Tower, which is in the same neighborhood. And maybe Eric, if he's awake. I think he just landed a few minutes ago, as of like recording this video. And so we're gonna, yeah, go check that out. Oh yeah, one more thing. So, our hotel has a one of those fancy Japanese toilets, like cars too, right? So me and Carl both tried it out. I think it's a little too much excitement down there, honestly. It If you turn it down a little bit, it kind of is not. It's kind of nice, but it's not strong enough to like clean anything, you know. So, um, we're just not built for it, I guess.